If you're new to the bass guitar and you're playing on a Sunday morning, there is one thing that will make you sound like a rookie faster than anything else. Let's talk about it. Hello, welcome to Blueprint Sounds. My name is Nathan Smith. Before we get to today's tip, make sure to go to blueprintsounds.com, and there you can get access to my free 45-minute workshop, 5 Elements of a Full Sounding Worship Team. This is especially helpful for bass players to understand what the groove is, how to play with your drummer, and why it's so important. So if you're a young bass player, get that training immediately. All right, without further ado, let's go to today's tip. Today, I want to help out young and inexperienced bass players to sound a little bit more professional and polished. I noticed this listening to a live stream a couple of weeks ago, and it's such a simple mistake, but it's a critical one. So let's talk about it. Here I have my bass, and I'm going to play a really simple groove. It's going to be C, F, A minor, G. Now I'm going to play through the wrong way, and I want to see if you can figure it out. Then I'll show you what I'm talking about and how to fix it and play the groove the right way. So here we go. Here's what makes you sound like a rookie. If you play with your first finger for every note that you have to do, they're not hard at C, F, A minor, and G. If you lift off and go to the next note, you leave a ton of air or silence in between your notes. When you play mid-range worship songs, the bass is critical. It is a gigantic instrument as far as the size of the wave that it creates, especially if you've got subwoofers. If you put a bunch of air or space in between these two notes to try and get to the next one, it makes everybody for that little millisecond where you're not playing less safe and less confident because all of a sudden the floor is not there. The bass is a foundational instrument. It needs to be there all the time. What you need to learn how to do is play legato. And legato just means long. What we want is to connect our notes so that there is no gap in between one note and the next. Here's how you do it. It just takes a little bit of forethought. So if I'm here on a C, I'm going to play the C with my pinky finger. Because then I can stretch my first finger to an F. Then I can hit my open A. And then I'm going to hit the G, which is on the first string, with my third finger, so that I can go back to the C with absolutely no gap in between those notes. So now let's play it again and listen to the way that one note connects to the next note, connects to the next note. The difference there is the sustain. Because I knew where I was going and I was in the right position with my fingers, I could connect those notes so that there was no silence in between those notes. The confidence boost that gives the band is huge, because when you have all that space and that air and that silence between the notes, it's like, oh no, what just dropped out? We need that bass. When it's there, everybody calms down and everybody's like, oh, nice. Okay, we've got our base, we've got the foundation, we've got our floor, everything's going to be all right. You'll sound like a rookie if you leave a bunch of space in between your notes. So take the time, and when you go through your songs, figure out how you're going to do your fingerings so that you can play every note legato, going one note to the next note to the next note, completely connected so that note meshes into the next note and you have no gap in between them. Hey, I hope that video helps you. Again, if you are a young bass player, make sure to go to blueprintsounds.com and get access to my free 45-minute training, 5 Elements of a Full Sounding Worship Team. In it, we talk about what the role of the bass is and how the bass and the drums form together the perfect groove for any song. So if you haven't, make sure you go and get trained up. All right, God bless, and I'll see you next time.